altar call at the end of service is so important. I'm gonna tell you why. It's in line with what we're talking about today. I'm not just rambling, I promise. The reason why is because it clicked in my head one day to say, these are people coming to the Lord, just like you've came for the first time, even how you've rededicated yourself over the years. That is such a precious moment. And God really opened the eyes of my mind and my heart to really be able to understand what's going on in that moment, and why there needs to be a reverence and an extension and a welcoming in of all accords to these people that's trying to come in. Because when these people are trying to come in, that is a sacred moment. They are making a choice, the best choice of their life, to live for the Lord or to come back to the Lord, even if they're rededicating, right? And if you could hold space and hold that with the Lord, cooperate with the Lord in that way, to receive them in fellowship as they go to the Lord, and to be there for them once they get there, and to welcome them into fellowship and into community, into the body, that is amazing. That's such a precious moment. It's such a sacred moment, and it does deserve full reverence. Full active reverence. Even if you get it, like I said, online, hold space, pray, and holding that tension spiritually. Okay, not just having a pause in a moment in the physical, but really hold that space, because people are choosing to come back into fellowship, or to come to fellowship and come to God for the first time, maybe. So it's like, hold that, because the more people, this is what God really illuminated to me, the more people that come into the fellowship and come into the fold, the more brothers and sisters that you have. Meaning that if you want to see this world be a better place, if you want to see heaven on earth, or its best attempt to have it on earth, right? Bring these people in. These people, if they do it right, which we assume they will, right, are going to get in here, and they're going to have a softening of their heart. They're going to have a renewing of their mind, their spirit, their identity. So it might have been somebody out in the street, right, who was acting and living any kind of way, like I was, like you was. Hopefully not still doing it, but like how people do. And that person is not going to be intentionally living with love. Are they going to get it right 100% of the time? No. But that means what that means is that reflects in the worldly experience, because now when you come across more believers who are intentionally living a certain type of way, intentionally giving to the world a certain type of way, intentionally living and holding a certain type of way, then that means your worldly experience is then enriched. It is then more like heaven, because more and more people that you encounter are showcasing potentially the love of the Lord. They have this light. They're accepting, they're loving, they're trustworthy, they're dependable, right? There is less crime, there is less sorrow, there is more support, there is more love.